I had this vision while I was praying, like, what does God want from me? And I remember like I'm not a cop, but like there was an image that I had a badge in my hand and he was asking for it. And so what ended up happening, I was lying on the floor and then he was so desperately asking for it. And I didn't want to let it go. And I just remember, like, in order for him to get it, like he had to like pry every finger off of that badge before like letting it go. And at that point it was like he didn't want me to become a cop anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do? And that's where I get mad. It's because I was certain this is the way that he wanted me to go. 100% it was for him. Of course I had like my own like selfish motives inside of it. Afraid to go to school, not thinking I was smart enough, or they get paid pretty well. And I mean, that was a bonus. But ultimately, like I definitely felt like God was calling to me. So when he took that badge away from me and I had no idea where I wanted to go, I was pissed. What was the point of those 10 years? And I always bring this up when I share this with people. Do not tell me that God wastes nothing. Until you walk that road and someone tells you God wastes nothing, it is some of the words that are so hard to hear from people. Is that really the words that you want to say to someone? Think about it before you say those words. Are you the right person to say those words to somebody? Because if you're not, then hold those back, because that's not right. You don't know that journey. So I'm always like on the fence if someone asks, it's, God wastes nothing. It's like, well, this conversation is done. That's how I feel, but I try to be a little bit more civil about things. So what makes me upset is I don't know what he wants. So afterward, like policing, education was always on the back burner. And then, the plan was go back to post-secondary. It was really hard to go back to school, but go post-secondary for 2 years, apply for the U of A education program, and then, finish in 2 more years. And then what pissed me off more about God was like policing and teaching were the 2 main career paths. My application was denied. So now I'm sitting here going like, what do you want? Like, what road do you want? Like, talk to me. So that basically like reset my anger back down to ground zero when he also like denied that application. That just resurfaced that pain and that anger. Yeah, it just seems like roadblock, and I think the hardest part is like when you meet people along the way that affirm that your goal. Like, it's nice to have that affirmation, and you genuinely believe, God put these people there to help affirm you to continue pushing in that direction that you believe he wants you to go, and then that door closes. It's like a bait. I'm not happy being baited. I think it's 10 years of my life. It's, I always look at Jesus at the Last Supper portrait, sitting there with all his homies. He's sitting there like his usual Jesus stance. And everyone's eating, and then like back in the day, I always think like when they eat, like the mannerisms could be different, so they just let food like fall off the table and stuff. And I don't know how it came to be, but it's like instead of like cleaning it up, sometimes it would just be like, a dog would be around to just clean up the scraps for them. I couldn't see myself sitting beside Jesus or at the table with Jesus. The imagery was like I was a dog and I was fighting for scraps underneath the table, like just trying to get mine, then eat my own food and trying to survive based on what's coming from the table. When you think about it, it's like I didn't even see myself as a human being. I was a dog trying to survive off my own strength, off my own abilities. And after everything that's happened, I don't see how that image isn't true. Because tried following God, but now I'm just so angry that I'm just like, screw it, like I'll just do it on my own. If you ain't gonna help me, then I'll find my own food, I'll find my own way to survive, I'll do my own thing. That's that imagery is stuck. And I was probably still in the middle of my journey with policing, or the latter half of it, and it's still around. And I don't see how the imagery has changed since I don't know what he wants from me.